Welcome back, everyone, to our first part of our latest Wolfenstein game, The Old Blood. This is Preston's game, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on over so he can walk us through it.
All right, so Wolfenstein The Old Blood came out a year after Wolfenstein The New Order. This was planned to be 2 DLCs. As you will notice, there are part 1 and 2 in this, so I'm assuming part 1 was one and part 2 was the other.
Oh, weird. All right, yeah.
So
that makes more sense.
And this one is definitely a prologue to the New Order, as it seems we are going after the documents for Death's Head's compound that will lead into the first game. So, real quick, there is a collectible in here. Alex was asking me what it was for, so before I forget, I do want to mention it. So as you're going through this game, there is a lot of gold everywhere. And if you collect all the gold, you will get golden gun skins. And that is all it's there for, other than achievements as well. So, some cosmetic stuff. That's it.
Yeah, there's some confusing things when it comes to collectibles in this game, so I've actually done a pretty good job at collecting everything up to this point. Okay. But if you hit your start menu and you say, like, okay, where are my collectibles for this level, just like the last game, you can scroll through and see past levels and not futures, past levels.
Yep.
All of the past levels have a character person, like a little silhouette.
Unlocks.
And something else that I have not unlocked, but when you're in the level, those are not options to find. So
okay. Yeah, I do know that most of these areas do usually have I don't know if it's all chapters, but multiple chapters in part 1 have their own beds somewhere in there that you can go through on the nightmare levels. I did go through those. I went through all of it. It was nice. I did not figure out what those collectibles are for, because they have like steel ingots or something like that in those levels.
They do.
From what I saw, I think if you collect all of them, you get that character collectible, whatever. It's like a bio on them or something like that. I think that's what you get if you get all of them, if I remember correctly. But nothing super significant. It's just some things that get more Chivos for. So, all right. So, starting in part 1, prologue. It's 1946. We are headed to steal a secret document from the SS leader Helga von Schabs in Operation Wolfstone. You can see BJ is all dudded up, so they're going to go undercover. He's taking a little nappy nap in the passenger seat, and we start rolling up as a gentleman known as Agent 1, Wesley. And we are driving into Castle Wolfenstein. I wasn't paying attention too much to the trailers. I didn't remember anybody saying this. I was very surprised and very happy that we are actually just going to straight up Castle Wolfenstein. So the secret documents that we're going after contain info to Death's Head and his killing machines. As we arrive at the checkpoint and go undercover as Commander Franz von Frankfurter, when we walk in, Wesley goes through the checkpoints with papers, and then once we get to the gate ourselves, Helga's second in command, Rudy Jaeger, shows up with his dog Greta and takes our papers, takes our hand. Kind of not necessarily questioning us, but like Frankfurter, and just kind of like being very, very sus of us. And to break the tension, BJ says he is hot dog due to the Frankfurter on his papers. Previously, Wesley pretty much said, don't talk, don't worry about it, your accent's horrible. So he tried to be as simple and basic as possible and got Rudy to laugh a little bit and let him through. So once we get through towards a lift, while getting some info from Rudy, info on Rudy from Wesley, we take a lift up to the Castle Wolfenstein, which looks incredible. Looks very cool from the outside. It's a nice little slow build up as we get up there. Kind of like a large cabin ski lift kind of thing. So Wilson talks more about Helga and how she's head of the Paranormal Research Division for the Nazis, and that the document will tell us where Death's Head compound is at, which apparently they really need that win. So once we get to an elevator at the castle, BJ gets rid of the disguise and busts out the silenced pistol. We end up going through and arriving into Helga's office area. It's like not necessarily just her office, but like a kind of command station for everything going on, I guess, in the Paranormal Division. Wesley meets us here, and we are looking around for the safe with documents in it. Wesley finds the safe, but the document/folder are missing. So we get on the radio, make a secret call out to Kessler using coded language to let them know, and they tell us to meet them at the tavern in town to regroup. Wesley drops us down a ladder to get to exit event. I'm sorry. Before I think it's after we make the call out. That is when we get our first kind of waves of the Nazis here. So we can take them out, and there's a couple of collectibles and stuff you can get down that main section. And then when Wesley drops us a ladder after all that fight, there's a vent up there he wants us to go through. Now here is actual Helga's office. There are a lot of notes and letters and things that are just going to do nice big lore dumps for you. As far as, she's doing research into like the Lord Ottoman and like what was going on around with him. And not to mention, there's like 3 skulls there that just look straight up like alien skulls, I'm assuming. Not exactly what they were, but I thought that was a odd touch. But you can definitely tell she looks into all sorts of paranormal, whether it's alien, whether it's magical, anything to give the Nazis and the Reich a one-up to all the other people.
I think the idea is that they're deformed human skulls.
You think so? Okay. I thought they were
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's a note to eugenics.
I wish they were alien skulls.
Yeah.
They're not. Okay. They're not.
All right. So once you go through all that, you drop down into the vent to get with Wesley, and you find out he is captured by Rudy and a big super soldier. They knock us out. Cut to chapter 1. Does anyone want to dive in on anything else as far as the prologue? Were you surprised by Wolfenstein? Did you already know it was happening?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Like, I did not know we were headed to Castle Wolfenstein in the old
I knew it was a prequel.
I knew it was a prequel, but I didn't know we were going actually just to Wolfenstein.
Oh, no. I didn't know that. I knew it was a prequel, so I imagined that was because they always talk about how BJ, he was in an attack, like they were attacking, and then there was like a whole thing, and then he lost his memory after that, right? But like there had been many operations that BJ had been doing from before the beginning of original, Wolfenstein 1. So I didn't know the location, but I figured it was a prequel, so I was like, oh, okay, cool, this makes sense. I do agree with you, though, especially on the drive up, like that fucking big wide shot of Castle Wolfenstein, fucking good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Like, I didn't look up anything, I don't know anything, so I did not know where we were going. I agree, like, I think the big shot of Castle Wolfenstein was incredible. They nail the sheer scale. Oh, sure. Like in this game, like it just looks
this whole game, like both games, like they
overwhelming.
Yeah, both games have done a really good job at of a sense of scale. I think, like just across
going through interiors and stuff like that. Like later on, we get the prison stuff. Like just knowing that all that's in there and how big they see it going up there, and then just knowing that all that was within this compound area. That's very cool. And it's very large. So
yeah, I think they absolutely nailed that. So the aesthetic too, like when you get into the castle, it just continues on, like the stone and the woodwork and the statues are fantastic, and they do a lot more lore so far in this one. Like if you look into it, there's a lot more to the notes around.
D-Day is Death's Day because they won at that time in this like alternate future kind of deal. So you get a lot more information on like the world around and how it's different from like what we have. So
yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool too.
All right, chapter 1. We open with us being dragged through the prison with a slow opening credit scene and title card as Rudy takes us to one of the rooms and Sparta kicks us into a cell. We end up waking up, hearing Wesley through a vent. We tell him we are going to get us out of there. And as we crawl up a pipe, it breaks off. We fall down and now have the dual-purpose pipe weapon. So this guy you can dual wield, or you can put it together for one big old swinging stick that you can also block with. But mostly what we'll use this for might be some stealth kills, and then there's also a climbing mechanic with it. So some surfaces are going to look a little different. They'll all look this way for the ones that you can climb. And those are the ones you can take up there using the left and right trigger to do like a one left, right as you go up. Yeah, so since we got that now, we are going to crawl up that said wall. And as we get up, we see some of the Uber soldiers. They are tethered to like an electrical power cell, whatever you want to call it. It's like a power station. And what you can do here is obviously they'll have very strict pathways that are told by, where the tethers are at. But you can temporarily shut down these power stations so that way they shut down. And then it gives you a little bit of time to run up to them, pop off some of the cables, and not have to worry about them anymore. So through this kind of main beginning section, we pretty much do that the entire time. Stealthing around, shutting off a power supply or station, so that way you can get to them. Sometimes you gotta wait a little bit, see where they're going. But you rinse and repeat this multiple times. Sometimes they add a couple guys into it as well. Some of them can see you from afar if you're trying to take down another one. But essentially just going through, trying to take down Uber soldiers or at least get past them. We then arrive to the dog pen, or I put dog pen ? Where Rudy and all of his dogs are at. So in through here, we stealth kill our way through to get to the sewers. So this is a quick little small section. I guess this is where Rudy and Jaeger keeps all of their dogs. So there's most of them are kind of sleeping around. There's a couple of them walking around, but you can just kind of easily walk through here, go into some small little crates, or not crates, but like little vents here and there. And that will take us to the sewers. Get through the sewers and get back up to the cells, which is the psychiatric section of the jail. Get a little narration from BJ here talking about an aunt who was on medication and stuff like that. So he knows where he's at. We get past a big hellhound. So you're kind of seeing one down there at the bottom. You get up to the top. It tries to scratch at you a little bit. But we get through. Also in this section, there was like a little small dialogue with one of the inmates. You're trying to ask him about how the hell his documents or something like that. And he ends up just thinking that you're his son, obviously. It kind of goes into a little bit of a mental breakdown. So once we get past the big hellhound, we reach a boat dock area. So this is kind of like a cavernous area. You can kind of tell the boats are also tethered to this kind of like electrical railing system. So as we go through here, we're doing some stealth killing still, but this time the commanders are back. So you got to take them out before they sound the alarm. I was doing pretty good with the stealth kills in this one. Got through all this, not just fine. But of course, as soon as you activate the electric line / rail for the boat, it sets off an alarm. So here there ain't no stealthing. It's time to blow away some Nazis. So again, here we go through waves of enemies. After you take down a bunch of those, you can get into the boat. And that boat conveniently has a machine gun turret. So as we're going through here on the rail, we see some drones to take out and plenty of explosives to help take out the Nazis along the side. So it's kind of a little small leisurely boat ride outside of the shooting and the killing. And I call this BJ's Wild Ride towards the keep, because it looks like a Disney ride with killing and shooting. Nazis.
Ted, talk about a ride that especially, I mean, Disney never, but modern day Disney especially would never green
get like a new theme park and just have it be like, oh, we're going to put you on a boat. You're going to be killing Nazis off to the side with a light gun game. That'd be cool.
Actually, now that I'm thinking on it, I think
they own Indiana Jones.
Thought experiment.
Indiana Jones.
I was going to say quick thought experiment. Do we think old Disney or modern day Disney would be less likely to greenlight this ride? And I have a reason as to why old Disney certainly...
Because Walt Disney and his brother were Nazi sympathizers.
No, they were not.
Time.
In fact, possibly, I mean, I haven't dived into too much, but probably hateful towards the Jewish community, if you will. So, yes, definitely old would be less inclined to have a Nazi killing.
I like how Preston jumped in with a, no, they were not. Do not demonetize us. Allegedly.
Oh, no. He was saying, you were saying they were, he was saying like, no, they were not nice to those people. I think
yeah. They're not nice to them and probably actually.
Let's get that very clear before we.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please.
I actually think too, I shouldn't say they were Nazi sympathizers because I don't know that they were, but they were anti-Semitic.
Yes. They were not fans of the Jewish community. So,
yeah.
I think we know. I think we're good.
I mean, I don't know because there are people like Ford, right, who created the car. Like, he actively worked to progress the Populist Party in our country, so like that is a Nazi sympathizer.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
But there is also just people that are anti-Semitic, so I'm not quite sure where on that line.
Yeah.
There are people out there who hate the Jewish community that aren't Nazis. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Real tomato there, I think. But yeah, guys, now I can't get it out of my head, so I gotta say it. I love the idea of somebody who's anti-Semitic and then they getting called a Nazi. And they're like, okay.
A little too far, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not a fascist, okay? I just don't like Jewish people, period. Like, that's ridiculous.
Dude, I think you'd be surprised how many people are actually like that.
I know. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think I would lean older Disney. I think older Disney would be way less likely to greenlight this ride.
I agree.
Yeah.
For sure. So, moving on, Chapter 2.
I love that Alex's eye rolled so hard when I was like, which one, older Disney or newer Disney? And he was like, oh, God.
We all know. All right. So, Chapter 2, The Docks. Our plan is to break into the keep, rescue Wesley, and meet up at the tavern in town. Here, we take out a bunch of Nazis so we can activate 2 levers to open the keep's door. The area is a little more open this way, allowing you to kind of choose which lever to go after. I kind of just went where I thought it wanted me to go. When I went back to watch the playthrough while doing the notes, I'm like, oh, this person went the complete opposite direction. So you can just kind of choose which way you want to go. So a little bit more open area here. So you go out, kill a bunch of Nazis, kind of go up the sides of this keep area. You find a lever, you pull that lever. Killing Nazis here and there as we do. Here we find, the marksman rifle with the scope, the shotgun that I love from the more armored enemies that show up here as well. And somewhere along the lines, I didn't notice where I picked it up, but we have the single-shot grenade launching pistol, which is a very nice, fun addition as well. So, going through the keep is great. It reminds me a lot of Death Head's compound from the New Order, which was supposed to remind us of Castle Wolfenstein. Going through here, we got more waves of enemies, another boat ride, and we crawl into a vent, but drop down on some weak boards, which drops us into a sewer/catacomb, mostly a catacomb, where the water breaks our fall. We make our way through the catacombs with dope tomb shit, and get to the final lever and open up the keep. I'm assuming, I didn't dive too much into this and think about it too much. I'm assuming a lot of this stuff is like King Ottoman stuff we found in the office and those little papers we're finding about. I'm assuming Castle Wolfenstein was probably converted from King Ottoman or whatever Ottoman dude, King Otto, to be Castle Wolfenstein. So yeah, you do all that, you get to the final lever, open up the keep, and this, of course, sends waves of Nazis after you. So going through all those waves of Nazis, we get inside, and an Uber soldier is waiting for us, this one not tethered. So, since this one is not tethered, you could unload on them, or they have the 2 little energy things on here. I think this one just has 1, but you shoot that a whole bunch, it gets stunned, it falls down, you take off pieces you want. If you mainly go after the chest piece, you can take off that chest piece and unload into that exposed chest and take them out. Easy peasy. So, now we can start stealthing again. Our way through, or not, choosing on what you want to do through the rooms. One has a secret bookshelf. So you're kind of going around. A lot of the times you'll find like these Nazi officers in there, like just looking into the fire or kind of mentioning something. You take one of them out in the back. He has like a secret bookshelf, which leads into like a secret research room as well. There you can find more info on that King Otto, and he has a Kako Demon plush next to his bedside as well. So I noticed that.
In the beginning of the game, in the very first room you were talking about,
Skyrim
and everything
Dragonborn,
else, the Skyrim helmet,
Dovahkiin helmet. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I wasn't sure. I'm like, is this just like a normal older helmet, or is this supposed to be Skyrim? I'm like, I'm getting closer to pick it up. I'm like, this has to be a Skyrim.
I missed it the first time through. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Travis pointed it out, and then I replayed it because I'd only made it like 10 minutes in, so I didn't save any progress. So when I restarted it the second time, I did notice it.
Oh, nice. All right. So also after the secret hidden closet room, there is another room. I don't know if it's this one or the next one, but there's a skull on one of the tables, and if you click on it and activate it, BJ will hold it up and do a little Shakespeare quote for you as well. And he drops it and fumbles and puts it back. I thought like him fumbling and taking it back up was like the start of a cutscene, and then it just goes to put it back up and you're in control. Like, oh, okay, that's just a little fun animation there. All right. Mm-hmm. So we end up finding, as we go through here, we end up finding Wesley in the interrogation room, strapped to a chair. As we start to get him out, he does a little one thing about like, yeah, he couldn't get any information from me. I remember this trick back in the day. Breathe in, wait 4 seconds, breathe out, wait 4 seconds. And as we're slowly getting him out, his eyes get real big and says that he's here. And we get tased. Blackout. Rudy Yeager wakes us up with some of the water. We are strapped to the chair, and his dog Greta is nom-nomming on some Wesley. Rudy tries to get us to tell him who our contact is in the village. We tell him Claus. Santa Claus. Yeager gets super pissed off, stabs us with a pipe in the knee. We tell him after we are done with him, we are going to kill his dog. He gets really pissed off, starts electrocuting us, and we end up breaking loose, as we do. Stab him once, but are immediately jumped by Greta, and as we end up killing Greta, Rudy escapes and sounds the alarm. We start to make our escape, killing plenty of Nazis along the way, and get into an elevator that abruptly stops. This moves us into Chapter 4. I missed where Chapter 3 started, so it started somewhere between there. You guys can figure it out. Chapter 4, The Escape. Last chapter.
I missed that he escaped when we were doing this. So like I killed the dog. Like I hit the dog, and like I turn around and he's gone. And I'm like, did this just glitch? Like, did he just disappear? Like what just happened? I got so confused.
Yeah, no, he gets in that door really quickly. So Chapter 4 starts the escape. So as we said before, Rudy Yeager has closed the door behind him and set off the alarm. So here we are crawling out of the elevator shaft and stealth/kill our way through to get back to the lift.
No, I'll wait. It's fine.
That's okay. Get back to the lift, and that takes us down so we can get to the village. We take out all the Nazis in the lift dock and take it down only for them to shut the power off on us. From here, they stopped us also exactly next to another lift, which of course has plenty of Nazis to throw grenades and shoot bullets at you. So you kill a bunch of those guys, and then we end up just going down the lift wire down to the next lift dock. Again, shoot out some more Nazis, and then we take another lift down. Of course, this lift is also stopped, but some drones pop out and shoot the lift. We end up falling out of the lift down into the water below, and the lift falls down on us as well. So here you're supposed to, you kind of black out a little bit, you wake back up, notice that you're in the lift as it's fully encased in water. You're supposed to get out of the lift. First time, I did not do so. Alex was watching me do this. I could not find out where the prompt was to open the door for the lift. So like, I'm wondering, like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? There's no like exit way. And I'm looking. Finally, I run out of air, which they give you a lot of. Then of course it loads up again. The prompt is like right there in front of me. So I don't know if I just didn't see it in my panic, which is what you do when you wake up stuck in a lift underwater. So
especially
good on you guys. Yeah, good on you guys for triggering that in me and not causing me to see the tiny little blue circle to open up that lift. All right, so here we exit the lift, make our way back up through some caves to get to the bottom of that bridge that we just fell away from. So we get all the way back up there, killing a bunch of Nazis as we go. We reach the gates we drove through at the beginning and start taking out more waves of Nazis. Here, one of those hellhounds jumps out, or Uber Hellhound, I forgot the name of them, and the big ones, the mechanical ones. And it comes out, and after we finish him, or we finish him after we finish another one of those Uber soldiers. So if you pick up the machine gun from the Uber soldier, you can take down that hellhound, Uberhound, pretty quickly and easily. So fight through all the Nazis and make it to the village, where we find a drunken man warning us of the wolves, but BJ does not understand his language. We can understand it because we're getting subtitles. BJ does not get subtitles, unfortunately. but you could be nice and you could just give the man
BJ doesn't get subtitles.
So yes, we end up finding the tavern, give it a little knock, give the awarded passcode, and Annette lets us in. This is also where we'll meet Kessler, and this is the tavern. As we're kind of going through, Wesley's kind of getting ready to leave. Kessler's getting ready to leave, and we start hearing shouting from outside. A Nazi dog jumps in and attacks Annette. We take down the dog and have them get into like a basement cellar door and tell them we will take out the Nazis and let them know when it's safe. So in here, we're getting waves of Nazis coming through. For starters, when you get into this tavern, it is fucking gorgeous. A very large tavern with mugs everywhere. Just really incredibly well done. All boarded up to keep the Nazis out. But it doesn't stop them. They start coming in waves. We take out all the Nazis. And we go back to the cellar door to let them know that it's clear. Like, hey, it's clear. And right as we're saying that's clear, we hear outside, American! And BJ just goes, never mind, and turns around. And as he does that, Jaeger busts through the tavern door in a big old Uber armor suit, and we have our boss battle for the end of part 1. During this time, Jaeger is just screaming at you about Greta and how it was such a loving dog, never hurt no one, you shouldn't have killed her, as we are killing him. You can kind of deal with them kind of the same way we dealt with the other Uber soldiers. Kind of give him a stun a little bit. You can take pieces of armor off. You kind of rinse and repeat that a handful of times. The last piece of armor that you take off is the helmet. As soon as we take off the helmet, we stab him multiple times with that pipe and jump into the hatch right before he self-destructs. So there is a collectible in this room. If you didn't get it, it'll change a little bit of the cutscene. I don't know what it affects yet. I'll check that out at the end of part 2. But as we are following Kessler into the cavern, under the tavern.
Okay.
Where he gives us some background on Annette, and we get into the rowboat. Here, this is where Annette talks about leaving her things. I apparently didn't find that, so I did not give her things. Here, though, if you did find the things and you pick them up, you can give it to her here, and she's very happy about it.
I did do that. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, Kessler tells her we'll get it when we come back, which he's probably not going to do.
I don't remember if I got that or not, to be honest with you.
She's like, oh, my things. And Kessler's like, we can get them when they come back, or if you had them with you, you can give it to her there, which I did.
BJ's like, hey, I got them right here. And she's like, oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. But that's all. Now,
do you remember
if that
where
affects something down the line, I don't know. But,
Was it in the cavern, or was it in the tavern? Do you remember where you got them?
I think it was in the cavern.
In the cavern itself? Okay, so I just didn't pay attention to while we were walking down there. All right, I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I know I remember getting some collectibles and things down there. I guess just
I scraped everything on these maps. I feel like I should have gotten them. I may have. I just don't remember. So
okay. Yeah, if you found them, the tavern gives to her. Kessler tells us we are headed to Wolfsburg to find Helga, and that, gentlemen, is the end of part 1, The Old Blood. A little longer than I expected it to be, but I think it's a good time as far as the playtime. Well, I was expecting it to be super short. I'm like, I don't want this to be too long, so I'm going to split up into 2. Ends up being that this is part 1 and 2, which I heard about, but I didn't realize where it was stopped, so I thought Escape would have been a good
you kind of crushed it.
On. So we did good on it. About a good 3 hours-ish long of a playthrough. I really enjoyed it. I was super surprised about the Castle Wolfenstein. Us going back to there, it is like essentially like the Rogue One of the New Order, right? I'm assuming it's going to lead us into us being on the plane with Fergus going into the New Order. So probably. I think it's going to kind of pull one of those. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Plays great, feels great, looks amazing, and I am enjoying the little bit of difference in some different weapons being given to us and like the pipe and stuff like that. I didn't really use the pipe for any type of blocking. I know they tell you can do that when you have it in the full two-handed mode. I don't know if you guys ever used that for anything. Nothing was coming at me like as a physical attack. It was always gunfire.
I don't even think about defensive strategies in this game.
That's fair. You can get 2 shotguns, giant ass shotguns in both hands. You're not really worried about holding up a pipe to block.
I'm sure on Uber mode you got to take cover and do things right, but I'm just playing on normal. And yeah, I would rather overcharge on armor and health. And stand in somebody's face and just unload rather than
And that's what I also noticed about this one too, is that the upgrades seem to happen a lot faster. Obviously, shorter games, so they want you to have those upgrades. But like, you first get into Helga's office, if you grab a bunch of health items immediately, that will give you the health upgrade to where you can now overcharge up to 200. I think I even got a third one later on as it's going through the keep. But you seem to get those upgrades pretty quickly if you do find out how to get them, which I thought was kind of cool.
I got all of the health ones. I'm still trying to get the armor one because I think you have to get to 250 on the armor. And man, at one point I had it up to like 248 on the bridge where you're fighting a bunch of enemies, and there was no more. And I was like, video game?
How do you get more beyond that? Because mine still stops at 100 for the armor.
No, the armor goes higher, or is the health? They both go higher, right?
So the health I know lets you go beyond 100, but I don't think the armor does unless I had something wrong.
Oh, I thought that one went higher. I'll have to look.
Because the health one, if you max out the overuse of the health items, that's when you start getting your level ups for those. I don't know if there's one for the armor.
Oh, I thought I did. Anyway, okay, maybe not. I got most of the the perks in this playthrough, except there's one I can't figure out, which is the head explosions with the pipe or whatever, the power explosions. I can't figure that one out, and I haven't Googled it yet, but I'm probably gonna have to. But
just before part 2, so you can get it.
Yeah, everything else you can get pretty easy. So the game doesn't, just like the collectibles, progress isn't changed if you die. So like if you kill one of the two commander silently that do the alarm, but like they kill you in the fight, you come back and you kill them silently again, the ticker keeps counting up to the 20 that you need for the perks. So so if I have not done this because I was able to get everything in just playing through, but like if you wanted, you could save scum. I feel like it's a waste of time because they give you a lot of everything, but like everything keeps counting. So I think I actually did that. Like I died at the one of the end levels, and I was able to kill the two commanders again, and then it popped that perk of hey, you got 20, there you go, and now you can find shit on the map. And I'm like, cool. But yeah, there are only two right now. I guess I can't figure out, and then I just haven't done the grenade one, which is hit and kill 3 people with 1 grenade, which is kind of horseshit, because if you're counting that conf pistol, I've killed bunches of groups of 3 people with that thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
so. Yeah. Anyway,
I hear that you might be able to accidentally miss out on a trophy with a gold, so you need to be getting all the gold as you go through. You cannot go back to a chapter and go back to get that gold. Apparently there's a bug that will just not allow you to get that trophy if you do it that way. I don't know if it's been fixed. I saw that as when I was looking up what the gold does. I found that article.
Okay. I don't know. I wonder if that's the Steam version, because everything I've seen says you can absolutely get stuff going via chapter.
Going back,
select.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if there's a trophy bug or what, but
yeah, I haven't tried yet. I did get everything in one run on these first 4 levels, except for nightmares. So I got the nightmare in 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I got it in 2. I didn't notice any other
I
ones
didn't get it.
that.
I didn't get it in 1, and there might even be one in the prologue. I think I saw.
There should be one in the prologue. Yeah, I think there might be one in every chapter. Yeah.
I think so. So I didn't get the first 2, but I got all the others. So I got everything. Whoop-de-woo. So, yeah. I don't know, man. This game's good. It feels good. It looks good. It plays good. It's fun when you do stuff. The first time I got that conf pistol and I shot somebody and they literally exploded, I went, oh, okay. Yeah, that's literally what I did. Oh, okay, that'll be fun. Said that out loud. I think they've nailed this part so far. I enjoyed the first game. I actually think I enjoy this one better so far because being a DLC, it's tighter and it's more straightforward and to the point. There's not a lot. There's some open space, but there's not a lot of open space in a lot of levels. It is pretty closer quarters, just even where it's just
door keep area. You can have a little bit of options, but no. Other than that,
but everything else is closer quarters. I really like it so far. I like the streamlinedness, but I do think it looks freaking gorgeous and it plays gorgeous. And BJ continues to be a really well developed character somehow when you're talking about a guy that used to just be a face on the bottom of a screen getting punched up. Like, it's all very good. Better
voice acting too.
Better than this series has any right to be.
1000%.
Which is insane. 1000%. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing that may have been lost was like the cutscenes and stuff. Like, we lost all that like movie kind of vibe to it, which I'm okay with because I know it's like a small standalone type of thing. And Christian, you're muted, I think. But yes, it's
I am.
It did lose a little bit of that, but I'm okay with it knowing not only that it was DLC, but knowing that it's a smaller prologue to the New Order. I'm like, okay, I'm totally fine with this. We'll get it back. Yeah, New Colossus is going to come around, and it's going to be bombastic, and it's going to have, all that kind of flair, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing that I love about this series so much is that they have such a good way of making the most compelling, not compelling, I should say, the easily hateable villains of any series I think I've ever played in my life. Like, the with this guy, like, Rudy. Even from second one, well, not honestly from second one. Like, obviously you see that he's kind of a douchebag when you first meet him, right?
Muscle man. Yeah.
But like with like you find one of the things that you find with like one of the collectibles with Greta, and he's talking about, you find it in the prison, but there's a thing that you find where he's talking to the vet, and Greta was feeling sick, and he wanted him to have the cyber surgery and all this other stuff, and the doctor was basically like, hey, I really don't think it's necessary, right? Like, I think you can just, like, she'll be fine, take some medicine, blah, blah, blah. So what does he do? He goes and gets to the surgery and then finds that doctor and feeds him to Greta to, like, end his revenge or whatever. You're like, oh my God, you fucking scumbag. Like, you just know. And so then he has all the stuff and you see him doing our boy dirty, everything. And I was like, oh, dude. So the second you get it, and I actually love the line where you kill Greta, and as he's trying to run away, BJ out loud says, like, I killed your dog, by the way, like, before the door shuts. And I'm like,
just to trigger him, see if we can get him to stop or something.
Yeah, dude, like, it's just that stuff. And then you get it, like, when he's down, like, when you finally get to that boss fight and BJ's just sitting there and he, like, yanks you spend the whole time getting his armor off and everything, and then his head's just sitting there and BJ's just taking the pipe and he just stabs him right in there and does the whole thing. I was just like, yes, goddamn right, dude, you suck. Like, every single, I cannot wait for us to get to 2, but every single villain in this game, when they finally get their thing, they just do such a good job of just being like we talked about this in Wolfenstein 1, but like that train scene, right, with what's her name,
older lady,
the spider lady, you know what I mean, whatever I forget what her name is now, but you're sitting across from her, and I remember even the first time I was playing the game, I was like, just to see what happens, I was like just mashing the trigger button, like I would be like, I'm gonna get you. Like, gonna get you.
They knew in this game too, like in this DLC, they're like, people love that train scene because they tried to duplicate the same thing with the wine scene in the pub, right? Like they tried to do where you're sitting across from her, and they're like, people love this. We're gonna try and duplicate that. Like, not in a way that we're trying to make it as good, but just like a little nod to that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, gameplay, all of it. So I mean, it does feel like it was originally meant to be 2 DLC packs that they just decided to turn around and sell as one game, right? So, from that point, it still feels like Wolfenstein 1 to me. That's not a complaint at all. It's just It absolutely still feels like that game. It makes sense because it came out a year later, so they basically were just like, all this was in production as that game was going on, right? So, yeah. So, but all that stuff feels great. I dig it. And I like Preston, I agree. I think I don't know it, but my prediction for this story is that more than likely this fucking ends with the intro cutscene to Wolfenstein.
Getting in a plane with him right before he left.
Yeah, or getting into the plane wherever it is, either minutes before or right there. That's what I think.
Dead Island, yeah. I think they continue to nail the atmosphere too. So like there was a scene, there was a part. So part of the first game when you're going kind of like through the human like cattle herding tunnels, right? Like when you're in a line with everybody and there's guards up top from the first game, kind of like the concentration camp. Like that was really intense. There was a scene that I had a similar feeling on, which was in the prison, and when you're on the second level. You can see her down before you get down there to the first level, which is like where the most docile people in this asylum are. And there's one guy, like in the middle is just a pit. And they have the whole asylum built up around this pit. They have like big gates of like, hey, don't jump, like you can't jump. But there's just somebody that's like climbed on top and he's just sitting on the top, like staring into the pit. You could tell he's just like contemplating as everybody is like walking around. Yeah, man, it just the atmosphere they nail so good to make you to in a boomer shooter to like make you feel a certain way, and they do it well. Like they do it really well.
Great writers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I dig it. I think they'll just I love that's why I'll be excited to see what happens when we finally get to Youngblood, because I know that was the one that was like least received well. So it'll be interesting to see. But
that one will play together, right? It's multiplayer, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know if it's more than 2 player, but yeah, I'll have to take a look.
I think it's just 2-player co-op.
Gotcha.
So let's play single.
Gotcha. Okay.
We should. I mean, one of us. We should draw we should do like rock paper scissors.
Well,
or something.
if Travis is still gonna be following along with us, we could always one of us could just play with him, depending on how scheduled.
Yeah, and he'd come in as we can have him on as a guest for the review.
Fourth for the
that'd be good.
You heard it, Travis. You're being enlisted. We don't pay very
so
unfortunately. But yeah, no, I was.
We paid exposure.
The one thing I wasn't going to be upset about it, but I'm like, I kind of was thinking like, okay, we're going to have this whole castle aesthetic the whole way through, which I don't hate. I was kind of just expecting that to be, since it's like a smaller thing. But then when you get to the village, it looks really good. It looks like one of these like not Germany, but like one of those countrysides over there. It looks incredible. So I'm very curious to see how Wolfsburg will look when we get there for part 2. Yeah. Anybody got anything else for part 1?
No, I dig. I mean, I really, really dig it. Like,
it's good. More of it.
I'll be honest with you. I had to convince myself to not go all the way through and just beat it. And honestly, I love
Preston added the again at the end of it.
First of all, I think I've only done it once. Okay, out of a lot.
You've gone to the next chapter a handful of times.
I've made the mistake of actually doing that, sure. I will say the only reason I didn't do it this time, because I just decided I was going to, because I did not care by this point, but I went to go launch it and you were playing and it wouldn't let me.
Gatekeeping.
So,
nice.
Yeah. Nice. Otherwise, yeah. So anyway,
good deal.
I love the idea of Alex getting on, like, fuck it, I'm just going to play because I just want to finish it. I'm excited, I want to play it. Gets on and then sees it says in use by Funkadelic Jedi, and then Alex just goes, "All right, God, all right, fair enough. Nothing I can do about that one."
I tried 2 ways. I did the whole like, well, I can't launch. Like, I'll try it. There's like, somebody's playing this. Do you want to buy it instead? And I was like, no, but what I will do, video game, is I will go in offline mode, and you can go F yourself. And I went in offline mode. It's like, not too late. You tried to play it online, so we know what you're trying to do.
I was going to ask you, did you just go offline? Yeah. You really wanted to.
Yeah, no, they go, we've already tried this, and we know now, so do you want to buy it instead? And I was like, no, I don't. No. So that's anyway.
Well, so what you can do there, just as a heads up, is as long as you close Steam and then reopen it and then go offline, then you're fine.
Yeah, it was fine. I played Ark. It was no big deal. So, cool.
But yeah, next time we will be finishing it up and then continue on a new Colossus after these boys have their picks. But yeah, I think that's all. Oh, I fixed the stuttering problem, Christian. I cannot I cannot use my television as a secondary monitor with this game
that makes sense.
Specifically. So, And even like I've done it before, where I've had like hooked up to like a different way, and it's like I still get the stutter. Like, why am I stutter? And then I was playing when Alex was online. He's like, "Oh, I want you to show the screen." I'm like, "Okay, well, let's play at the desk now." And I had 0 issues with the stutter. I'm like, I guess this is how I'll be playing the game from now on. Then, all right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had stutter in the first part. It was bad to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I was playing on the computer. I was like, I don't know if my computer's going to make it through this. In 2 scenes, and it was fine after that. So, but it is a little weird too, because like I'm on this ultra wide and it has no ultra wide support. So I was playing like in Windows, so like half the screen.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But actually, take that back. It does have ultra wide support. I didn't give it a chance because I did the cutscene. The cutscenes are jacked and ultra wide. Gameplay is perfect. Okay. So when I finally made it to gameplay, I was like, oh, okay, it does the like short cutscenes, so I played that way.
Well, I purchased Old Blood when I was at the used game store the other day, because just in case I couldn't get the stutter to fix, because man, that was pretty rough for the New Order. I got through it, but like I could have really used no stutter on that. But yeah, it works fine just now. And I really want to keep playing on PC just because I know that we'll have stuff carry in from the first one as far as like who we saved. I don't know how much brings it over, but I do want to have whatever I've done carry over to the new Colossus.
I don't know if because
the person's still alive.
Yeah, but I think that the game handles it. If I remember correctly, I think the game just asks you.
Okay. All right.
Because it was cross-generational, right? Like because by the time
bounced back and forth,
Yeah, and the next one came out like on different systems. So I think it just asks you, but I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We can just Google. In Wolfenstein: The New Order, your choices significantly impact the game, and these choices will carry over into Wolfenstein 2. Yeah. Oh, specifically, you will be able to choose between 2 timelines in the prologue, which will influence your gameplay.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. Gotcha. Okay, so if you didn't do it, you still get a choice between, because some people may not play the first one. Right. Yeah. Monsters. That's
cool. All right. Well, that's that. So we are going to finish out the game, and then we're going to get to hear Christian's game next week. That'll be fun because we don't know what's coming. First time in a while. With that, don't forget to check in with Preston on his Star Wars Sundays, and of course we'll be back at you with another episode next week. So thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. I hope you're playing along, and with that, Preston, you know what to do.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.